speaker, Mr. Christian Calderon.
Good morning, friends, family, and staff, and congratulations to the class of 2017. To be quite honest, I struggled greatly when trying to come up with something meaningful enough to say to all of you this morning. I felt as though there was nothing that I could say that had not already been said more eloquently than I could ever attempt to. However, after racking my brain for days on end, I decided to draw upon a personal experience. I hope that this message will reach those who need it the most. As a relatively shy individual, I was always labeled the quiet kid. I didn't know many people, and likewise, many people did not know me. As I grew accustomed to this lifestyle, I became convinced that since there weren't many people around me, I would rely solely on myself. I resented speaking to strangers and could not wait to return to the safety of my alone time. Although I didn't realize it, I was surrounding myself with impenetrable emotional walls. The purpose that these walls served was twofold. Others could not get in, and I could not get out. While I thought that this boundary would act as a protector from whatever was outside of them, it soon became my biggest adversary. Slowly, I began to isolate myself, yet simultaneously wondered why I felt so alone. I think it goes without saying that this is not a fulfilling way to live. Once the isolation had left me to the point where I had cut off connection from those around me, another issue presented itself. Now that I had to rely on myself, it felt like asking for help was something shameful. That somehow it meant I was not strong or dedicated enough to complete tasks on my own. Once again, this type of behavior does not lead to a fulfilling life. However, had I remained in that same place up until now, I would not be speaking to you this morning. I encountered an individual who is also now a close friend of mine during that troubling time, who was able to show me the reality of my situation and not the twisted version that I had created for myself. I came away from that single experience having learned such a valuable lesson. This lesson is that you cannot do everything by yourself. This is so important that I believe it warrants being repeated. You cannot do everything by yourself. Of course, this doesn't mean that you should be petrified without having someone beside you at all times, or that you should not pursue your individual passion. It simply means that it is okay to accept help when you need it. The world is full of creative, passionate, considerate individuals that are on your side. These people are eager to help you achieve the things that you want for your life. You need only let them in. How could I possibly have this view of strangers when I just finished speaking about how I did not trust them, you may ask? I know this to be the truth because I have laughed to the point of being out of breath, cried until I felt there was nothing left in me, and created a vibrant collection of memories with people who were once strangers like the ones I have described within this graduating class. The compassion that I have been shown by these people, who I can now call true friends, allowed me to truly start to lower the walls that I surrounded myself with. When that process began, my life only started to improve. It is definitely not an overnight process, and there are days where it feels as though hiding behind those walls is a safer option. If you're faced with this feeling, remember that comfortability and personal growth do not coexist. This will become especially evident as we leave the familiarity of high school and dive headfirst into whatever path is ahead of us. As we enter into an environment where we do not know anyone, or that is further than we have ever traveled before, it can be easy to feel alone, to feel as though nobody is there for you. Know that that is not true. If you feel a sense of loneliness setting in, take a step back and ask if you are truly alone, or if you have unintentionally shut the strangers around you out. Allow yourself to love with reckless abandon, to remove any hesitation from creating strong friendships. While everything so far may or may not have applied to you personally, this is something that is applicable to every person hearing this. You do not have to face everything on your own. You are not a burden to people around you. You are capable. You are strong. You are deserving of everything that you want to achieve, so do not allow yourself to stand in your own way. Thank you.
Woo!
I would now like to introduce my fellow speaker, Melanie Arnold.